Terrific shot of Nathan Phillips Square here in downtown Toronto. Broadcasting live, 2K Sports presents the NBA. It's Monday night. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
For a long time, the Raptors playing in Canada was seen by some as a detriment to their competitive prospects. Players dealt with issues like passports, different money, going through customs, and on and on. But now the Raptors use it as a strength, not as a weakness. They have a whole nation behind them. And they have Toronto, a diverse city with global engagement. Kevin?
And the game is going global. You're right. Thank you, DA. And here's a look at some numbers for Gasol.
And in the last 5 games, he's made a bunch of hustle plays on the glass more than anywhere else. His rebounding totals in these games shows a dramatic increase from his numbers during the rest of the season.
Look at the 76ers starting group. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And for the Raptors, Van Vliet and Lowry are the 1 and the 2. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot. And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. Now here's Simmons, covered by Van Vliet. Simmons passes to Embiid. 6 to shoot. Harris outside for the 3. It's rebounded by Gasol. And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Anunoby passes to Gasol. And Embiid with the block. Harris looking it over. Pass to Richardson. And here's Embiid. While recovering. Embiid, the pass to Horford. It's good from the top of the key. Horford's got the opening field goal of the game for Philadelphia.
Now look, I respect how Horford rarely tries to move out of his skill level. He knows what he can do and does it well.
Now here's Van Vliet. An 11-point game for him in the win against Atlanta.
Yeah, and don't forget about his passing. I mean, he didn't forget about his teammates. He was spreading the ball all over the floor.
Now here's Simmons. After the Marcus Almas, Richardson finds Simmons. Harris outside. The pass to Horford. Back to Harris. The shot's good on the assist by Horford.
He keeps that mid-range jump shot alive. I love seeing Harris utilize this area of the floor.
Now, here's Siakam. He played real well against Atlanta in that last game. Anunoby kicks to Lowry. And the Raptors miss again. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Embiid dishes to Harris. Simmons left side, shoots. Rebound by the Raptors. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
Well, they got that little burst of energy in the extra period. Once they survived regulation, they were not going to let this one slip away.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Horford. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Now, look, you can't forget about Horford. I mean, especially from the mid-range area where he gets it done.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Chris, you played only 2 seasons with Golden State. Your first And your last, what was it like ending your career where you started?
Well, I tell you what, that's the reason why I went back to Golden State was to retire there. I only played 9 games my last season, but I felt like it was full circle. It was completion. Being in front of those fans that gave me so much energy there at Oracle Arena, the ones that showed me so much love as a rookie. I mean, I couldn't even, my goatee didn't even connect in. I couldn't even grow hair on my face then. And to come back as an old man my last year, it was a blessing to see those same faces of people who supported me.
By the way, that is a sweet goatee you're wearing tonight. I just want to tell you.
Thank you. I've been working on it.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game. Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Van Vliet with it. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. He feeds it to Lowry. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Playing him tough inside and preventing the layup, that'll get the whole team pumped up.
Richardson the pass to Simmons. The offensive rebound, Embiid.
Oh, you got to stay down on the shot fake, Kevin. I mean, once Embiid has you in the air, the rest is easy.
And you look at Joel Embiid, maybe the best two-way big man, Chris, in the NBA today. If there's anything he needs to work on, what would that be?
Well, I still think that there's room for growth as far as his playmaking. I mean, Kevin, he's going to command double teams on a nightly basis. So it's all about taking advantage of the defense for sending that extra man.
First one falls for him. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
And Chris, whether it's KD or Kyrie, we've seen stars grow irritated. Constant questions about their free agent destinations.
I would just suggest to them to go back in time. Nothing's new under the sun. Watch guys like Shaq, Mike, myself, other guys that were free agents. It's a time to talk about it, and it's a time not to. And you can even speak about your impending free agency without insulting the fans where you're playing and without guessing of maybe where you will go next year. I just think that, guys just need to be a little more sensitive with it. Fans really want to know, and if the media's going to ask you the question, you got to figure a way how to handle that out delicately.
Well said. Toronto calls timeout. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Greggy's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes. And while we have a moment, let's check the stats for Simmons. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. He's getting around 20 points per, 7 assists, and 8 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Here's Anunoby. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. Siakam kicks to Anunoby. Just 5 to shoot. Over Harris. And too long on the shot.
Even when the D is playing off of him, the mid-range jumper shouldn't be the shot they're looking for.
The Raptors' Nick Nurse winning an NBA title in his first season. Greg is an NBA head coach.
The first time a head coach who'd also helmed a team in a foreign league has won it. Nurse often reminisces fondly on those days coaching in Europe. And this summer he was entrusted with coaching the Canadian national team at the FIBA World Cup.
And he makes the first. Andre Hollis Jefferson, he's checked in for OG Anunoby. Good on both.
Yeah, Kevin, and think about this. The Sixers last season took the Raptors to 7 games in the Eastern semis. That buzzer-beating series ending fall-away jumper 4 times bouncing on the rim by Kawhi. Philly hoping to go further this time.
And that ends the struggle. You could feel the tensions in the building with each miss.
Well, now that they have that monkey off their back, hopefully they can settle down and execute.
Pass to Embiid. Good work defensively by Gasol. And for the Sixers, 2 consecutive seasons, Chris, getting knocked out in the second round. How did they get over the hump?
Well, Kevin, first you want to start with health. And then after, can your guys stay healthy? How about the chemistry? The East is wide open. They have the talent to beat anybody.
Now here is Harris, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. And a wide open look for Simmons. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Passes it to Van Vliet. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Richardson attacking. Good on the bucket. Richardson's got 6.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
So it's Toronto now, trailing by 13. And here is Van Vliet. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Embiid with the steal. Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Going for the juggler right off the bat. I mean, jumping out to an impressive early lead.
Van Vliet looking around from the baseline. Almost, but it rolls out.
You got to give him credit for his confidence. I mean, he hasn't hit a single shot this quarter, but he still keeps firing.
And slam dunk by Harris.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Well, Greg, their poise has been tremendous. I mean, excellent at both ends, has them increasing this lead.
Here's Siakam. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Goes back up. Here's Siakam. And at last, they get one to fall.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Now Simmons, 29 points for him last game against Miami.
And don't leave out his rebounding, Kev. I mean, he had a big impact in that game with all his effort on the glass.
Now here is Harris. 15-point game. Just 3 to shoot. The shot. And Simmons gets it to go on the assist from Tobias Harris. Simmons got his second bucket of the night. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. That shot off the mark. Simmons with the defensive effort. The 76ers leading by 17. Here's Embiid. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Siakam against Horford. Siakam passes to Hollis Jefferson. Lowry drives in. Back to Hollis Jefferson. No good with the triple. Philadelphia has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And Simmons kicks to Richardson. Pass to Horford. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Horford's got 6 points.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Siakam outside. It's through for a second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
Here's Simmons. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. From deep, Richardson. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 3rd assist on the night.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Now here's Van Vliet. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Embiid against Gasol. Shoots over Embiid. Gasol, no good.
Not the most productive quarter he'll ever have, but his shot selection's been a little bit dubious.
And they double up Embiid. Shoots over Van Vliet. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
We've got 1:55 left to play here in the first. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Outside Lowry. Here's the 3. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Outside, Simmons. Pass to Embiid. Horford with it, defended by Gasol. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Horford, no luck.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
You got to be wary of Gasol. I mean, he's good at using his length to turn away shots.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Gasol. Johnson comes in for Pascal Siakam. Powell, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry. And Thomas subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Now here's Burke. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Here's Scott. The 76ers again can't hit it. Toronto's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by.
Well, even from that range, the floater is one of the toughest shots in the game.
Philadelphia leading by 22. 52 seconds left to play in the first. Horford the pass to Scott. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Thibault. Shoots over Powell. Misses off the right iron. Now the Raptors moving it up. From the low block. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist.
Aggressive pass on the break. Straight up the court so he can get all the way to the bucket.
And for the 76ers, their shooting has been tremendous early. Their offense looking primed and ready for this matchup. Pass to Scott. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Horford dishes to Scott. Off the left rim and out. Thomas gets a wide open look. Again, Toronto. Just 4 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Gets it off. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Philadelphia holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Now a veteran in the NBA, Serge Ibaka, talked about his role on this team.
I like to do all those little things, running up and down, blocking shot, straight to the floor, making open shot, rolling the basket, screen, those dirty work. I like to do that.
And Ibaka, Greg, a great complementary player.
And you like his combination of size and skill, able to impact the game at both ends on a high level.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. Guys, 76ers pretty much in control here, it would seem.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Well, no question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the 76ers, we've got Kyle O'Quinn. Burke is out there with Scott. And it's Thibault in at the shooting guard position. It's good on the putback. And the 76ers lead by 20.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And Ibaka slams it in.
And the slithery agility of Ibaka. Not many guys can go up with him to stop the catch and dunk.
The 76ers leading by 18. And Greg, last season, the best scoring average of Serge Ibaka's career.
Even with a down year as far as his three-point shooting, Ibaka's still very efficient, getting more of his offense around the rim, playing some at the 5.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know, and if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, "A Philly player is what a basketball player is. We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal pole." And Kevin, that's what made him. From Philly to Villanova to Toronto to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal pole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Powell with it. 8 points his last outing. Johnson outside. There's the pass to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. The feed to Ibaka. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. There's always at least one joker on every roster. Who was the funniest guy, Chris, you ever played alongside?
Oh, man, by far is Jay Will. Jay
Was
Will,
he?
White Chocolate. He was the funniest before the game, after the game, during the game. He would,
Really?
it'd be a bad call by a ref or something. He'd say something to the ref would laugh and pat him on the butt. I mean, he was, he's a funny guy. He's somewhere right now telling jokes, having somebody laugh and fall out on the floor. It was just his personality, a hard worker, but he definitely was the joker on the court.
The first one falls.
And what's interesting about Ibaka, he's played basketball internationally ever since joining the NBA back in 2008. In fact, he won a silver medal with Spain in 2012.
And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka. And it's Burke with the ball for Philadelphia. They host the Kings after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Pass to Thibault. Back to Burke, over Thomas. It's hauled in by the Raptors. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year.
They take on a team they knocked out of the playoffs last season in the conference semis. Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Now here's Burke. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And now the fast break. Thomas with the ball. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. The 76ers leading by 14. Thibault, the pass to Burke, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Now here's Thomas. Burke covering. Thomas's shot is off. The 76ers have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. For Philadelphia, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
He's off on the first. And he sinks the second. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Pass to Anunoby. And here is Johnson. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Feeds it to Ibaka. Count the basket. Ibaka's got his second bucket tonight.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Thibault, guarded by Powell. Here's Bolden. Poked loose. Here's Anunoby. From outside, off the mark.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Now, you don't see that very often. A wide open three is usually like a layup for him.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And the potential Anunoby has is exciting. Has the athleticism, the shooting touch, and the drive to keep improving.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. Chris, you've been a commentator for the NBA Vegas Summer League. Amazing how much that event has grown.
Oh, how about this year? The Chinese, the Croatian national team. I mean, come on. It's just, this is a global game, and we're bringing all of them to Vegas to let fans go up in there and watch them and watch rookies at a young, early age and see the best players. I mean, this is awesome. You got to love how forward-thinking the NBA is. This is really cool to watch.
It is.
Oh, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
Powell finds Thomas. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Toronto shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Some changes for Toronto. Pascal Siakam comes in for Stanley Johnson, and Kyle Lowry subbed in for Powell. And both free throws good for Thomas.
Oh, not many players with a more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
Pass to Richardson. Here's Bolden. He's guarded by Thomas. Raptors trail by 14. Now Siakam. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Here's Ibaka. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. O'Quinn's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Simmons finds O'Quinn. Now here's Richardson, defended by Ibaka. Richardson attacking. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
This is his second trip to the free throw line. The first free throw is good. Marcus All's checked in for Toronto. Embiid, he's checked in for Philadelphia. That one misses.
As he enters his mid-30s, Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player.
Now here is Lowry. 14 points from him the last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Yeah, but it wasn't all about himself. I mean, he kept everybody else in the loop. His passing was tremendous.
Now Richardson after the missed three from Marc Gasol. Embiid kicks to Harris. Richardson for three. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. 13 points for Josh Richardson. And through his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Marc Gasol made a total of 12 three-pointers. Nowadays, Greg, he'll make more than that in a month.
and you ask around, he's always been capable. A great shooting touch. It's just a different job description for big men nowadays.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Simmons against Lowry. Simmons passes to Embiid. And they double up Embiid. For three, Harris. Another three for Philadelphia.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
And so Lowry will bring it up for the Raptors. 19-point game. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Embiid against Gasol. 5 on the clock. And finished off by Gasol.
Yeah, right to the rim, Greg. Once Gasol gets this close, he commits to flush.
The 76ers leading by 17. Harris outside. Back to Simmons. And there's the pass to Embiid. There's the triple. The shot misses. And Toronto will go the other way with it. And a wide open look for Siakam. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 5 assists tonight.
And you can make a coach panic when you take a 3 on the break, but as a good shooter with nobody on him, he's got to take that shot.
Now here's Simmons out to the wing. And they double up Embiid. Richardson the bounce pass. The 9-foot shot. Gasol with the defensive effort.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
And the Raptors making a change here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. Al Horford, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Lowry passes to Thomas. Lets it fly. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Siakam.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
And Simmons kicks to Richardson. Simmons trying to get open. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
To the middle, here's Thomas. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Simmons passes to Harris. Here's Embiid outside Simmons. 5 to shoot. Horford trying to free himself up. He goes up again, and Simmons kicks to Embiid. Tries yet again. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. The creation of the super teams, Chris, is enough being done to ensure a competitive balance in the NBA.
I think so. I think that every year you're going to have to evolve in trying to do enough and to see what happened the previous year. But yeah, and the fact remains, though, Kevin, is, you know, I like working with you. You're my friend. I would go work with you. And in basketball, you want to go play with your friends.
Same stuff, yeah.
How do you stop that?
Right.
I don't know. When guys get to hang out in the summer and say, wouldn't it be cool if we got to play together, our kids would play together, and we could win one? That's going to be hard to deter. So I just think it's about how strong the will of the friends are, and more importantly, what is the league doing to kind of not necessarily give as much incentive to do that, but I think the league is doing a great job staying proactive, giving guys a lot of incentive, a lot of reason, a lot of dinero to stay at home with the team.
Now here's Simmons. He has 6. Misses from 6 feet away.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Siakam. And the Raptors miss again.
Defensive breakdown, and they can't capitalize. He'll hit that shot almost every time.
Simmons dishes to Harris. We've got 1:23 left to play in the first half. Thomas, no good.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
And the dunk by Embiid.
It's easy to admire Embiid. I mean, the game seems to come so easy to the big fella, especially when it comes to dunking.
Raptors trail by 14. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Pass to Gasol. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Good anticipation on the feed. He knows exactly where to go with that ball.
Passes it to Horford. Inside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. They get Marc Gasol.
Very difficult to deal with inside. I mean, once Embiid gets the positioning he wants, you almost have to foul.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one at the line is good.
And the Hakeem Olajuwon comparisons, they're somewhat legitimate. I mean, Embiid's skill set and size is something you don't see very often.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Powell, he's checked in for Lowry. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Thomas. He makes 1 of 2 that time. And just like his brother Powell, Marc Gasol active in humanitarian causes.
I mean, we saw him volunteering on rescue boats in the Mediterranean. Mark doing his part, but also bringing attention to that humanitarian crisis. And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. So he comes up empty, missing both.
Not what you expect out of him. He was due to cool off a little, I guess.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The 76ers have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game. That's good from Richardson. And so he hits both. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Van Vliet. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Harris inside the line. Offensive rebound. And Embiid is right there. And the 76ers lead by 17.
Oh, how about the length of Embiid? I mean, it's tough to deal with. Outstanding, using it to gobble up offensive rebounds.
The feed to Gasol. Shoots over Embiid. Can't connect from the right block. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. 76ers lead by 17. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
I think we played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
It was Josh Richardson who got hot in the first. He ended up with 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
We're seeing the continued development of Josh Richardson. The strength has caught up to the athleticism. He's a big guard who can really shoot the ball.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We've seen Josh Richardson really having a great game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Trailing by 17. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Van Vliet and Lowry are the 1 and the 2. And it's Gasol in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And the shot goes in from Siakam.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
Richardson finds Simmons. Al Horford. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Siakam.
As great as he is offensively, Kevin, Al Horford is even better on defense. Not a volume shot blocker or rebounder, but he's strong, agile, and always in the right place.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Horford. And Chris at the defensive end. So much of it is communication and positioning.
Yeah, offense is trying to force rotations and force mistakes. Horford doesn't take plays off, and his recognition is a step ahead.
So Horford gets 2.
I mean, what I appreciate about Horford is his unselfishness. I mean, he brings a veteran team-first mindset to the table.
Anunoby passes to Siakam. Over in the corner, Gasol sinks the three-pointer. Gasol's got 10.
I remember when you get in trouble for shooting the three as a big man. Now teams want their bigs operating outside the three-point line.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. Nailed from three-point land. 12 points for him.
He's improving from distance. Now, that's one of the things Harris has worked on, and the work has paid off.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23, and he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. And after winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Siakam finds Van Vliet. And Simmons with the rebound. Simmons got 6 rebounds now in the game. 9 feet out. Embiid, the pass to Horford, and a dunk by Horford.
Yeah, he continues to improve as a passer. The sky's the limit for Embiid and his all-around game.
Raptors trail by 19. Siakam outside. And Embiid pulls it down. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Anunoby, guarded by Harris. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And the penetrating ability of Anunoby, confident when it comes to attacking the defense.
Outside, Simmons. Simmons on the wing. Sweet little floater. Simmons got 8.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And so here's Toronto. 19-point game. Siakam with it. Now defended by Embiid. Siakam misses.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole.
And the dunk by Embiid.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Yeah, you can clearly see which offense is better right now. We'll see if that continues the rest of the way.
And the Raptors call time here.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. Now, here's Siakam. He's got 13. The shot from the low post is good. He's got 15.
Who knows what this score would look like if he wasn't on his game tonight.
Simmons looking around. Horford with it. He's got 10. And they double up Simmons. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Here's Siakam. The second chance effort comes up empty down low. The 76ers leading by 21. And here is Simmons. 8 points for him. He kicks to Horford. And Simmons slams it in.
Oh, he's a supreme competitor. Simmons, he creates second chance opportunities with his hustle.
Toronto shooting is leaving something to be desired. Just 36% here in the 3rd quarter. Van Vliet passes to Ibaka. Van Vliet with it. Simmons is there. Clock at 6. The Raptors need to get a shot off. And Embiid with the block.
Well, you got to be careful around Embiid. When he's around, he's capable of coming up with these blocks.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Raptors. And the 76ers making a change here. Now Simmons. To the paint. Pass to Embiid. Over Ibaka. Embiid, no good.
Turns an easy jump shot into a tough one by going to the fadeaway. I mean, look what happens.
Here's Van Vliet. The teardrop falls in.
Well, even from that range, the floater is one of the toughest shots in the game.
Yo, check Simmons.
Outside, Simmons. There's the dish to Scott. Now the pass to Thibault. Just 5 on the clock. Harris with it. Jacks up a 3. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Yeah, but the defense was determined not to give him an inch of free space.
Ball's knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. And the Raptors with some changes. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for OG Anunoby. And Norman Powell subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Then for the 76ers, Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Embiid. And Jonah Bolden subbed in for Tobias Harris. Lowry passes to Hollis Jefferson. Now here's Powell. He's guarded closely. 4 on the clock. Oh!
That is not possible. What we just... is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. Here's Bolden. Back to Scott. With the putback. And Simmons is right there. Simmons got 12 in the game.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Toronto calls timeout.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Philadelphia, things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, Toronto, just a couple spots back.
And seeing where the 76ers are, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
Oh, come on, GA. You know that's the mindset you have to have. They know if they can get to the playoffs, they have the talent to do some real damage.
And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
The timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
Here's Lowry. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Up top, Powell. 5 to shoot. Kicks to Johnson. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by the 76ers.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Yeah, and I have too, which is why they're okay with it. I'm sure if he gets that kind of look again, he's going to let it fly again. One of the few guys in the league who make a lead pass like that. Oh, just a fantastic look.
So it's Toronto now. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Lowry passes to Hollis Jefferson. Outside Lowry. A three ball. Not going to go that time.
Hate to say it, but he's dragging them down. Not a single bucket this game.
There's the lob to the hoop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
Well, I'm surprised he's still out there. I mean, he's been invisible at the offensive end all game long.
And the foul on Mike Scott. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Toronto making a change here. Thomas is checked in, and the 76ers also making a change. Burks is checked in. Here's Powell. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Thomas kicks to Johnson. Passes to Hollis Jefferson. And it's blocked by Scott, but he stays with it. From deep. Thomas's shot is off. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Thibault, the pass to Scott. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. O'Quinn trying to free himself up. Here's Holden. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. A chance now for a three-point play. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses. Toronto shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Now here's Powell. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Johnson with it. Can they get it? And it's blocked. Here's Thibault. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Outside, Scott. Now, here's O'Quinn. He's guarded by Johnson. 5 on the clock. O'Quinn finds Scott. And the 76ers get it back. O'Quinn, the pass to Scott. Shoots over Powell. And that one goes long.
A really tough night for him offensively. I mean, I wonder what the score would be if he wasn't so cold from the field.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
The Raptors have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game. Marc Gasol's checked in for Stanley Johnson. Free throw good, Thomas. 1:49 left in the third. Burke looking over the floor. Here's Bolden. And the rejection by Ibaka.
The size, the timing of Ibaka, tailor-made for protecting the rim.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for the Raptors. And the 76ers also making a change. Al Horford's checked in for Jonah Bolden. .135 left to play here in the third. Toronto's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. The Raptors have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them. And the 76ers making a change here. Richardson's checked in.
One shot.
.127 left in the third quarter. And here is Burke. He kicks it to Scott. Back to Burke. Goes up the baseline. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 6th rebound on the night. There's Hollis Jefferson. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
Stolen by Van Vliet. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness grade, his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
Free throw good, Van Vliet. The Raptors making a switch here. Siakam's checked in. Tobias Harris is checked in for the 76ers. And so he makes both from the line.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Horford dishes to Richardson. Horford against Siakam. Horford kicks to Burke. Horford trying to free himself up. Burke can't get it to go. Here's Toronto now. They've got an 8-0 run. There's Hollis Jefferson, and it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Harris has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
He's disappeared this quarter. He can't get anything to drop. That's not going to help him get out of the hole.
Back to Richardson. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Philadelphia with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We'll return shortly. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, that's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play right there.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so it's Burke who brings up the ball for the 76ers. They have a 19-point lead. Taking a look at the 76ers, Harris at small forward with Horford at the 4. Richardson is out there with Burke, and it's O'Quinn in at center. Raptors shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Siakam lays it up off the glass.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Philadelphia leading by 19 points. Now Burke. And the pass to Horford. Back to Burke. Three-pointer. That one's not going to go. Now Toronto takes it the other way.
He hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. Good thing he has the guys around him to carry the weight.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now, here's O'Quinn over Gasol. They get it back. Horford the pass to O'Quinn. Tries again. Good D by Siakam.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established a strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
The 76ers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Now here's Burke. Pass to O'Quinn. In the corner, it's Richardson. Back to O'Quinn. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Siakam. Got it. Good job in the low post. Siakam's got 21 in the game.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now here's Burke. He's covered closely. Pass to Horford. And stolen by Siakam. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Count it. Good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And the 76ers call time here.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Well, the defensive intensity has to pick up, and I'm sure coach is going to let them know that.
OG Anunoby's checked in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Philadelphia also making some changes. Embiid comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Ben Simmons in for Trey Burke. And on our sideline, the power on that throwdown.
Wow. And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Raptors.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Siakam passes to Gasol. The layup missed. The 76ers leading by 13. Pass to Horford. Shoots over Powell. That's good from Horford on the assist by Richardson. 14 points for Horford.
Pretty good defense there, but remember, Horford is one of the best shooting big men in the game. He wasn't fazed.
Powell kicks to Anunoby. Back to Powell. Shot clock at 6. Feeds to Gasol. Second chance shot. Siakam trying to free himself up. And it's Gasol getting it to go.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Simmons on the wing. Covered by Van Vliet. Scooped up. Horford the pass to Embiid. Horford trying to free himself up. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended. Was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And Embiid, no good on that one. Raptors trail by 15. Siakam kicks to Anunoby. Knocks it loose. Oh, the lob for Simmons.
And once Simmons turns on the Jets, there's no stopping him. I love seeing him play with this much confidence.
And so Siakam will bring it up for Toronto. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Harris finds Simmons. And then Simmons slams it in.
How can you not love Simmons? I mean, some of the dunks he pulls off are insane. A triple-double machine. I mean, Ben Simmons surpassed by only the great Oscar Robinson with the pace he's piling them up.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Simmons. And you look at the all-around impact of Ben Simmons, already a star and an all-star. You know what, Chris? If he adds a jump shot, how good do you think he can be?
Whoa. Some say you better polish up that MVP trophy. I mean, perimeter shooting, the only thing he really lacks.
Here's Van Vliet. Here's Siakam. That one goes. Count it. Siakam's got 12 points here in the second half. The 76ers leading by 18. down low. Here's Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Now here's Van Vliet, guarded by Simmons. Siakam against Horford. And Embiid pulls it down. Philadelphia with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run right now. The pass to Horford. Gasol with the steal. Anunoby passes to Siakam. Over Embiid. Siakam good. Siakam's got 25 points.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Gasol kicks to Siakam. More star players changing teams. The word tampering comes up, Chris. Is the league striking the right balance on enforcement?
Oh, yes. And, you know, Commissioner Silver, he knows all the tricks. He doesn't want it to be a police state, but he knows a wink from a wink.
Right,
You know
yes.
what I mean? So you got to draw some lines. But, again, how do you stop it? I mean, you know, if I'm playing on the Lakers and I say, wow, you know, I think Anthony Davis has the best eyebrows in the world. You know, you got to let me say that. And, you know, if that's recruiting, it's recruiting. So it's a fine line. And hopefully the players have some fun with it. And hopefully Commissioner Silver does his best to police it while everyone at the same time is working through with integrity.
Simmons finds Embiid. Over Gasol. Here's Horford, and finished off by Horford.
Though he's not truly a dominant rebounder, Horford will find a way to beat you once in a while if you fail to put a body on him.
And so here's Toronto. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Good.
Taking things into his own hands. He's been a beast this quarter.
Here's Simmons. Richardson outside. Back to Simmons. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the 76ers. On Wednesday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Sacramento Kings. And then on Friday, they'll tip off a road trip in New York where they'll take on the Knicks.
And for the matchup with the Jazz, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Here's Harris. Toronto grabs the miss. Siakam's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Lowry has the open look, and it's off from three-point range. The 76ers leading by 23. Horford the pass to Simmons. One negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union. Prospect attendance, Chris, at the draft combine and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. And so I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Jonah Bolden's checked in for Joel Embiid. Scott comes in for Al Horford. James Ennis, he'll check in for Tobias Harris. And it's Korkmaz in for Josh Richardson. To the inside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
2.
First free throw is good. With the G League growing by leaps and bounds, one is now being brought to Mexico City, Chris.
I mean, first of all, let's go back to last season. Did you see how crazy those fans were in Jurassic Park in Toronto?
Yeah, they love it.
Can you imagine Mexico? Oh, my
They'll
God.
love it.
This
You
would
better
be
believe
great.
it.
Mexico City, yeah. Let's bring everyone in, all the fans in. And what I really love is that it's for the home fan base. So when I think of the Toronto Raptors, I think about the city of Toronto. I think about Canada and how it's theirs. And even though we're one league, that team is theirs, and they take that pride on, and it just brings so much more excitement. Can you imagine all the people in Mexico City being excited for their team? Oh, I want to be at one of the first games when that happens because I know the crowd is going to be sick. It's going to be crazy. I want to be there.
Anunoby, good. And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. They have a 19-point lead. Inside, Richardson. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. The Raptors shooting 53% from the field in the fourth quarter. Can't ask for more than that from your offense. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his fourth foul of the contest. Fred VanVleet is checked in for the Raptors. Gasol's in the post, guarded by Embiid, down to 5 on the shot clock. Three-pointer, and Marc Gasol good for 3. Gasol's got 12 points in just the second half.
A legitimate threat from outside the arc. I mean, love seeing Gasol stretch the court with the shooting.
Pass to Harris. Now Embiid. Back to Harris. Kicks it to Horford. The 11-footer. Embiid, no good. Raptors trail by 18. Over to the wing. Here's Siakam. It's hauled in by Richardson. Richardson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the 76ers.
The key here, guys, was second chance points.
They pounded the offensive glass and won the scrambles for loose balls, giving them plenty of added opportunity.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And we watched him all night long. No one could really stop him. Just another excellent game it was for Ben Simmons.
Well, it's easy to look at his scoring as the key to this win, but there's so much more to it than that. It's a triple-double. He got it done everywhere.
Harris dishes to Simmons. To the middle. Here's Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, there's no doubt as to who was the better team. I mean, they proved it with this win.
Passes it to Gasol. VanVleet with it. Simmons is there. And the basket is good. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Check Simmons.
He kicks it to Harris. Embiid finds Simmons. Back to Embiid. Down low. Stolen by VanVleet. Siakam with it. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. See you next time.